What's up, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen.
You know what time it is.
I do know.
Oh, tell him then, Caleb. What time is it?
It's 7:30 Mountain Standard Time.
Wow.
PM. Oh. Getting a check out of that. That's too bad.
He's got it.
Folks, welcome back to the Producer Lounge. Brought to you by Always 400. This is our show dedicated to bullshitting about which compressor we prefer. And,
that's right. It's a whole show.
Telling everyone how they should EQ and why boosting giant nodes
4K.
Excuse me, is the only way to EQ. Yeah. And that's basically the show, folks.
Purists hate him.
Yeah.
And today is a special day, as every episode seems to be.
Mm.
It's episode 91. And
91.
We're not brought to you by. We're brought to you by Bezio. Thanks for putting us on, man.
Today's sponsor,
Do it again.
Bezio.
Do it again.
Hey, please welcome Bezio,
We'll
guys.
edit that out. Yeah.
No, we're not going to edit that out. Fuck that.
Yeah, we go raw on
Stay
this.
truthful,
Mm-hmm.
folks.
How you doing tonight, homie? Are you having a good day?
Having a good day, man.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. This
Oh,
is a cool little spot you guys got here.
Thank you. Yeah. Right? Fun little
Thanks,
thing.
man.
Just been building it up little by little.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's I'm so high. I'm just like, yes, thank you for our amazing spot that we have.
How professional and lit it is.
Oh man,
It's a little
when we
chilly
get,
up, yeah,
we have some dreams. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Achievable dreams.
that's what it's all about.
Indeed.
Those little stepping stones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get you there.
Exactly.
Celebrate
exactly,
the
man.
little moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying shit out.
So we usually start the episode going through everybody's week.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wanna start it? What did you do this week? Did you work on some music? Anything new?
Yeah, I did a little. I've been doing a lot of just sketching, just getting ideas
Nice.
out. Instead
yeah.
of finishing tracks.
Mm.
Should be
Nice.
focusing on that a little bit more, but yeah, just kind of working on my drum chops, trying to get those a little bit better.
Yes.
Nice.
Always a good time.
I have
Always.
way too much in the mud pie folder of just random noises and things. So it's time to start building out other things.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You need to continue making mud pies.
Yeah, you can just do that for days.
Yeah.
Literally hours and
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. That's how my library is. It's like 50 various like perc samples, like kicks and snares and whatever thing, and then like 300 mud pies. Yeah, it's just
I've got
that's like
4
all I
kicks.
have. Yeah.
that you made yourself.
You guys.
That's it.
I have very
And they
few,
s-
honestly, that I have saved. I just usually just make them.
On the spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Same.
Find a good one, make a good one. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to do
Forget
it.
to save it.
Yeah. Yeah. I do want to make more though.
All right.
Making yourself a sample pack is just the most beautiful thing in the world.
It is. It
You
is.
just have this thing.
It is. Yeah, I have a hard time with that so much.
I don't do it.
I just like making everything in
Just
the moment.
occasionally.
Make the track, get the track done, boom, do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I can't. Like if I need a mud pie, most of the time I'll just make it in the track real quick.
Yeah. It's also
With-
fun to have like,
Just
I'm starting this tune, mud pie, mud pie, mud pie,
right, and then
for
you-
the tune,
right, and now you have
with
a
the
palette.
tune in mind, and then you can just use these things,
Right.
and you just fuck
For
them
instance.
up
I
and
just-
fuck them up.
At
Yeah.
least for me, I realized pretty early on, like year 2 or 3, that anytime I heard anybody being like, you should, make, like, do a bunch of prep work so you have a bunch of stuff, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'd do that and then never touch it. Just never.
Mhm.
Right.
It's
So I
just
was like,
there.
all right, well, I'm not going to use my time to, like, do that and then just not do it. Like, but then again, it's good practice.
Yeah.
So there's that
You
to
do
take
it
in
with
mind.
presets.
That's true. And I still
You're good
do
with
it.
presets that way.
I still do it in other ways. For example, when I make a track, like the track goes through like 70 transformations before it even becomes a track, as opposed to like making a track and killing it, making a track and killing it, making a track. Oh, there's one that's good.
Right, exactly.
That all happens within the same
Yeah.
project, basically.
You're like, the drums were good. We're going to go with those.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
start
erase
a new
everything
thing.
else. Yeah.
Change up the beat,
Or
whatever.
flatten everything else down into one single mud pie, and then slow that down by fucking 8,000%.
Sure, why not?
And then
It's
just
still the same
Right,
track
right,
at that
right,
point,
right.
as far as I'm
Right,
concerned.
and then
Yeah.
you cue it to death and put biome on it, and then make a new mud pie, and then okay, use this for the new track. You know,
Deja vu.
right? Yeah,
God, yeah.
but anywho,
Yeah,
It's a good way to do it.
just a little tangent
uh,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that hasn't been my week. But
How was your week, Caleb?
thanks for
Did you do?
asking.
Yeah.
Aw. I didn't know if it was my turn. I didn't know if you had
Go for
finished
it.
or not. Okay. My week was good. Started this new little techno thing because me and Dave kind of realized that what's the phrase? All something, no fillers. All killers, no fillers. I think, which is basically just like nothing but
We
bangers.
just have
Yeah,
heat
nothing
only.
but bangers.
Yeah, it's just
only
bangers.
the heat.
Yeah, it's just all bangers. And it's like, one, there's the way to think about it where if you're trying to write an album, like, yeah, you don't want the whole thing just fucking heat the whole time. You need those intermissions tracks, which if I was writing an album, fuck yeah, I would be more jazzed to write the softer tracks than I would the bangers, because the bangers are kind of easy. And it's an album, so you're like, oh, I get 4 minutes of free time, basically, to like make a cool song that I think's pretty. I don't care how
this
it
shit
does.
Prid, dude.
Dude, this shit's Prid.
It's fucking Prid.
Not mid, but Prid.
It's not Prid, it's Prid, dude.
God damn it.
Sweet. But then there's the other side of playing out and DJing a bunch of shows, and it's like if you're playing nothing but your own tracks in your set, which is our kind of goal. It's kind of hard if you just have banger after banger after banger, which is it's fun, kind of, but like
We did it the other day, and I was thinking to myself,
I was like, yeah,
it's a little just like, wow, it's really fucking hitting every single time.
Right.
I think people were a little bit like, what the fuck?
right, which I think is good, but also like
I need a breather.
it is right. It is good to have like, especially tailored to the show.
Yeah.
Like normally, if it's a certain type of setting, I wouldn't care if the whole thing's just bangers the whole time. Like if you're trying to win an audience over, like if you're direct support for somebody who plays like Heat, then you're like, all right, I need to throw down Heat so that I win this audience over to me, as opposed to them, so that they talk about me after they leave, as opposed to the headliner. They're like, yo, that guy was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
honestly, that's sick. I love when the openers like try and, push super hard and almost like one up the headliner.
Right, you have
Yeah.
to think,
And
think
like a
about
fun,
these things.
healthy way.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You have to think about that. Like, who am I
Yeah.
opening for? But if we're opening for somebody chiller, we know there's going to be people there who want chiller tracks.
Yeah,
So
don't
that's-
fucking completely
that's
throw down.
Right, that's when you're going to win them over by playing chiller tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all kind of like, tailored to the situation.
Yeah.
But it's good to have some chiller tracks. So I started writing this techno track. And then
Yeah.
I got some lyrics on it today. And the lyrics are nice and hard to be.
It just
I'm pretty stoked on it.
It's nice to make a chill track, but also just completely be just kind of
troll.
like
Yeah.
Just shred it.
whatever, fuck you, kind of.
Right,
This
right.
is some fucking weird shit. Even though it's pretty,
Yeah,
cool.
it's
but
Prid.
also it's Prid.
Yeah, it's Prid.
But it's also just gonna bug you a little bit. You're like, why? Why are they doing this to me?
Right.
It's such a Prid
Correct.
tune.
Correct.
So
It's like, oh, it gets all fucking Prid. And then, similar to like what you heard in the garage, where you're like, this is very Dirty Bird. And then I'm like, well, wait, it's kind of like that, but it's not like from Tech House to Wubs. It's like from Prid to still Prid, but the
the vocal really, the vocals, the thing.
Yeah, the vocals is
that
just like,
brings it around.
what?
Yeah.
Some vocals you recorded?
Yeah, we recorded today. Which we had these written down. We have a giant list, and that's maybe a tip of the week. But we have this giant list of house vocals, house ideas that are all in line with like the project. So I just, every time I'm like looking, I just sit there and like scroll. And one that I've been wanting to use for a while finally fucking came together into a thing. And I was like, yes,
Nice.
sick.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Purpose was
There's a
Yeah.
lot of like untapped gems in there
Pump
I'm sure.
ability,
that are
dude.
like
we just have this word pump ability.
Pumpability.
Pumpability.
Pump ability.
and
It's
so
like,
what's
good luck,
that
chat.
song
Pretty
sound
good
like?
luck.
What does that
Yeah.
song sound like?
Good luck making that into like a heater. It can be done, but
It's on the edge of cheese.
it's a line.
Yeah.
It's a line.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
very
Little
delicate
cheddar.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
But
But in the
It's
right
close. I
situation,
do like cheese though.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you hear
Yeah.
that in the club, like
Contrasted.
next to like an opener who played just like serious tech house and shit, and then somebody comes on and there's just some song that's like pumpability. You're like, but it
All right, you got
slaps.
my attention.
Yeah.
And it
slaps.
slaps. You got to
You're like,
dance after that. It better
Damn it.
make you dance.
and then you're singing it, like, and you're like, oh, it's fucking retarded. Why am I singing this? It's so dumb. That's
Just one of those like earworm phrases.
That's what I
and
want.
it's just-
right.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of what we all want.
right,
You know?
right.
We're all trying to find that balance of pumpability, but not being full
Some people
cheese
want
mode.
their
It
shit
is-
to be so serious.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we're making
That's true.
computer music. We're making computer
right.
music. Like,
Right.
chill out.
And it's the
Yeah.
age of the internet where everything's a troll.
Everything is just
Yeah.
a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Everything is meta of a meta.
right, correct.
know, it's
that's
like-
a better term.
Deconstructed
Correct.
from what is
squared.
like the actual original thing.
Right.
It's like we made rock and roll. Now we can do these things.
Mhm.
We come up, computer music starts, and meanwhile the internet is just like fragmenting into billions of fucking
Factions.
bullshit happening at all times. So we're
Right.
like, that's basically where our music is, like one little tip
Yeah.
of one of those fractured.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
what I'm
Branches,
saying.
whatever.
I'm
Yeah.
high. I'm high.
No, I love it.
Dude, it is like a fractured
It's like-
piece of
It is
existence.
definitely a fractal, my dude.
Fractal, man. Fractal down.
Everything is a fractal,
Dude,
bro.
well, let's slow down.
Good
Let's
thing
not
we
go-
tuned to 432 hertz, though,
There-
right, guys?
I mean, I think the
Got my
fractals
crystals
come
Trojan
and like
in the
they
old
gather
pocket.
together
Yeah.
in certain areas where they all hit at the same spot,
and then make a
and then it
sick
makes a
bass
culture
sound.
basically,
It goes,
and then it makes a
Wooking it
sub
up.
drop.
it makes a sub drop when they hit.
Sample that shit.
Folks, this is a professional show.
Serious business.
That's how we do it.
How was your week, Dave? I'll
I
pass.
did very, very little work on music stuff,
Nice.
Break.
and
Sometimes that happens.
But yeah, I've been working on a mix for some friends, doing a little teeny bit of that, and then
Nice, nice.
hanging out,
That's so
working,
good.
getting shit done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid week. Not every week can be a banger. Sometimes
Yeah.
you,
Dude,
you have those that just
Sometimes
get you
there's a
through
lot of
and
work to do,
So-
baby. Got to pay
Yeah.
those bills.
Sometimes you got to have a Prid week, dude.
Prid week.
True.
Yeah.
True that too.
It's a Prid week.
No pumpability that week, you know?
No.
Prid weeks
chilling.
are sweet.
Dude,
Yeah.
Prid weeks are sweet.
Prid weeks are sweet.
It's a good episode title.
Prid weeks are sweet. Yeah.
Prid week.
Nobody understands it. They're like,
Yeah, let's go. What is
I'm not gonna-
Unsearchable.
yeah, I'm not going to click on
Tell
that.
people know
yeah.
about it.
Don't worry about it.
They'll see Bezio in the title, though, and they'll
Fuck
flock.
the algorithm. Well, sure.
It's cool, though.
Prid bass. That's my genre. So
bass.
I
I
like
Prid
Prid
bass.
bass. Future Prid.
Future Prid, dude.
That's
Oh,
stupid.
Pridum?
Oh.
Color Prid.
I don't want to hear it.
Isn't
but
isn't just Prid another
Prid
word
hawk.
for color? Wouldn't that just
Pretty much.
like,
essentially
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
replacing
It's true.
melodic. You're replacing
Yeah.
Which what if you
color.
just what if you're like I'm color house? You're like
I'm Prid House,
what
bro.
does that mean? What is color house? It's just house.
As opposed to black and white house.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It would have to be future bassy melodic.
Yeah,
I think,
for sure.
for it to count as, which I can, I'll channel my inner flume, if you want me
It's
to.
Let's
so
go.
easy. I just
on the
I
amplitude.
know.
like making that
Well,
envelope
I
thing.
mean-
I was just it was like I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do
Flume's
it.
a legend.
Well, yes.
It's not that easy, but yeah,
No.
it is easy
Right.
these days.
That's the thing, though, is
He
like
did it though.
having those easy sounds and like being able to arrange them in a way that really draws you in. It's like if you hear that and you're like, I could go home and maybe make something like that. That's like,
Yeah,
no,
the
for
essence.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's
That's
so fun.
definitely a
I've
sauce.
been there.
Yeah. That's how. I mean, I presume that's how we all got here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I tried to make
To one
flumey
extent.
shit.
Not necessarily flume, but
But like a song you hear
but
and you're like,
somebody, and we're like,
caught that.
you know,
Oh, yeah,
you,
for sure.
You heard the song
Done
and
it
you
with a
saw
bunch of different people.
you saw a video about Ableton, or a buddy told you about
Mhm.
Ableton. Those two things happened at the same moment, where you were like,
It's
possible.
Clicks.
Do that?
Right.
Achievement
Right.
unlocked.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
There's a
What's that?
potential.
What's that pop
Quest
star
received.
gal's name with her brother? They made tunes.
Billie Eilish
Yeah.
with the heavies.
She
Damn.
does got that.
I'm just being honest, guys.
That's
Calm
not.
down.
There's a. It's just facts.
It's just facts.
Yeah. Some kid saw her, and then saw an interview like everybody fucking did about her brother like making it on his computer and all that shit.
Mhm.
And they're
Humble
like,
beginnings.
oh, you could just do that.
Yeah.
Which I guess is like a good message
Yeah.
in
Right.
general, even if it's like a little bit like.
I mean, another thing I
Pumped
think
up.
of, which I think I heard it on a podcast somewhere, but it rings to the same tune, is there's always the possibility of some kid in Russia who doesn't know how hard it is to sound
Like Noisia.
Yeah. And so he's just gonna figure it out in like 2 years. He's just gonna be like, and just be like, oh, I didn't know
He
it was
will
that
know.
hard.
I
don't know. I just
I
make
just
bass
know that
sounds
is
and-
possible, so I try.
So I try.
Right.
Right. And he just, and then you just get destroyers
Yeah.
that have no
Yeah.
idea what a compressor does.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, I love that.
Kind of, but although I don't necessarily believe that even though I said it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get to that level unless you know what a compressor does.
Honestly.
But I feel like any nerd,
They just figured out what a compressor
right?
does.
Any nerd worth
know
their
the
salt knows how to use the internet, and it's just like, I don't know how to use a compressor. Oh, Wikipedia article compressor. Okay, here we go.
And
And
they're
just
literally
fucking-
analyzing it like, okay, milliseconds, yes.
Right.
I understand math.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Sure.
will
Right.
do these things. They
Right.
mean these things. I treat it like this.
Yeah, like,
Which you can just do.
we figure it out, dude.
It does work the way they explain it,
I mean,
It's true.
how it works.
did you go to school for music production or anything like that?
I actually took, when I went to community college, I did take a music production class.
Okay,
that
same.
Taught Reason,
Oh, okay.
and that was all that I did for,
Nice,
for music
nice.
and that. But never,
How long into your music production career was that? Was that like right
that
at
was
the beginning?
before, actually. That was
Oh,
like,
okay.
That was like 2006 when I graduated high school.
Oh, wow.
and
Okay, sick.
Then I got FL Studio, I think for like Christmas or something.
Yep.
That's sick.
I know the life.
And then got a cracked version of like Ableton 7 in like 2008. And then
Oh,
Nice.
sick.
bought Ableton 8 in like 2008.
Let's
So-
go.
Nice. Okay.
Let's
So,
go.
but yeah, I never really did like school for it. But I did have that class, which was like, here's MIDI and here's audio.
Right.
Here are the-
Here's just the basics, and you have a
Yeah.
teacher to ask all the random questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was like, oh,
That's valuable.
This looks pretty sick. I always thought like that would be the DAW that I would go to.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
you can do
I
a lot
mean,
of crazy shit with it. But then
There are some pretty other cool ones.
there are. Yeah.
Like Magic Music Maker.
Don't get
Specifically.
me started. Don't get me
Banger.
started.
Sony Acid Pro.
Specifically, Bitwig.
Bitwig.
Obviously.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our main
Uh,
shill.
that's our main
Show.
squeeze. Yeah.
Yep.
This show is. We wish it was should be sponsored by Bitwig.
Bring it
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. I took a class at community college, and it was on Ableton. The teacher was enough of a nerd where it wasn't just like a normal intro course. He had to like twist it into like an audio, like technical experience or something, where it's like you're learning the basics of Ableton, but you're going to be doing it in like a tailored way to what you want to do. So like at the beginning, there was like 18 of us. At the end, there was like maybe 8. But
Really weeded them out.
yeah, but there was a guy who was
People are
all
like,
into
"No."
Yeah.
right. There was a guy who was all into sound healing.
Okay.
There was a guy.
sick.
There was a
Nice.
guy
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
was like into really into like using like guitar and instruments into the DAW. So he was like that kind of like dude. There was a guy who was, of course, just like dubstep. There was a guy who wanted to make like meditative. So he was like kind of teamed up with the sound healing guy a lot.
Yeah. Make some binaural beats.
And then there was there was like some like generic folks who had no idea what the fuck was happening. And then there was me, who I was already 6 months or 8 months into production at that point. I'd gone through FL for like 6 months, and then I got Live Light with a little keyboard thing. And then I went to this class, and it was fucking easy. It was so fucking easy. Like, there was nothing I didn't already know. It was a bummer. The way he thought about music making was the nice thing. Like, he just came at it from like a mathematician point of view. So he like showed us the Fibonacci sequence, and we had to make a whole song based on like the math of that, which was pretty fun. We had to make a whole song out of nothing but white noise for everything, which I thought was easy. I was just like, to make a kick drum, you just pitch it down and envelope it. And like, I kind of already understood these things, which made everyone in the class always be like, dude, how do I do this? And I was like, I'm this guy. Like, I'm trying to
you're the kid who's really good. And
What's the answer to 4?
Yeah. And it ended poorly in the fact that our final, we just had to like do a performance, but it was like halfway through, like halfway until the end, he was like, you have to do it with a partner. Like, you have to like team up.
And everyone's like, Caleb.
No, well, not necessarily. I just was like, I'm already done. Like, I was already like done and just vibing. Like, I already had the fucking thing laid out on my pad with all my little launch keys. I was ready to fucking perform it. And they're like, incorporate someone else. Basically, like, make a new project. I was like, no. And so I just fucking dropped out. I just fucking left. Yeah. I just,
Bye.
I just left
Got what
that.
I need. Got what you need.
I left that and all of my fucking other classes. I was in a couple other fucking classes, and at that point too, I was like breaking up with my girlfriend. And there was like a whole bunch of shit. I was choosing a new path basically in life, and I was like,
Lots going down.
yeah, there was a lot of shit, and I was just like, fuck off. I will pay you guys for this later. I'm
Don't
leaving.
have time for the bullshit.
Yeah. It
No
was
group
bad.
projects.
Yeah. But I think it helped in my like creative process in some way.
Yeah.
I think those like little courses first thing.
Give you confidence.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
sure.
I can do this.
But also just like for just any person in general taking a small like half a year or a 1 semester long course of any kind of beginner music production thing is pretty nice. It just teaches you how to like plug in a guitar and like get it working, and like, you know, like pretty basic shit that if you weren't, you know, the music kid at the church or fucking the kid who tore apart your parents' VCR as a kid, you know,
I got those
Oh,
stepping
yeah.
stones.
gets you a little bit of
the more
movement.
experience you can get with shit, and you will hear shit that you wouldn't, just somebody never explained to you,
right.
you know, which is like a common thing. So many times in my life, someone was like, this is how this works, and I'm like, thank you. That's awesome. I love that I now just understand this way,
perfect
and it's just
wrap
easy.
it up.
Right.
You know, it's like the EQ does this, you know, and you're
Right.
like,
Thought
oh,
about it that way.
you know, soundboards, just someone explaining you the fucking thing, and you're like, oh, okay, this is so much easier than me trying to just fiddle with this to figure it out, or like
Right.
Yeah.
whatever.
Then again, like, you can't discount YouTube
Yeah, you really
University,
can't.
because that basically got me
Dude,
the rest
thank
of the
God
way.
for that. Yeah. Right.
Like,
the amount of stuff we've all learned from just YouTube videos, like, it's insane. I'm sure.
yeah.
Yep. Back in the day when there was like Tom Cosm and Mr. Bill, and that's it. Now
That's
there's
right.
Millions.
That's right.
Literally billions of YouTube teachers.
Dude.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's wild, right? I feel like every time I go on YouTube, I see a whole nother dude who's like, his channel's like 4 months old, and
And
yeah, it's
looks
popping off.
great.
Yeah.
And it's like
Oh
popping
my
off,
God.
and you're like,
yeah, you're like, really?
what the fuck, who is
Jesus.
this guy?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been seeing this one dude that talks about like mastering a lot.
Is it the guy who always talks in a deep voice?
Damn world.
like this. No, but he's the man. We want to have him on this
Dude,
pod.
that's the
He's like,
legend.
he's the
Yeah.
dream.
Gonna
The
get him on.
legend.
Yeah.
See, this guy knows. This
Shout
guy
out
knows.
Dan.
Damn
Dude.
You know, you can
him
trust
in here.
whatever comes up next.
No.
This guy.
But this other guy's on TikTok, and he's always
Oh,
got
yeah.
like a blue lit like room, and he talks in a low, slightly monotone voice.
Oh,
my
I know
God.
who you're
But it's
talking
great
about.
because
no,
he'll
this
Yeah.
is not that guy.
he'll usually stitch somebody talking about like you don't need anything below 30K, and he's like, well, that's not entirely true, and he'll like go through a bunch of like very technical things, and he's like, therefore, LUFS is not a very accurate way to measure your loudness, or, you know, or
Sick.
whatever, and you're like, this guy's the sauce. Love, fucking heart the shit out of everything this guy
Great,
does.
great.
Yeah.
Also, nothing below 30K. Just
Let's not
our
cut
entire
those.
ear spectrum.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Exactly.
Come on, folks.
Let it breathe. Let it breathe.
Yeah, let it
Let
breathe.
them lows breathe.
Mono everything except for your kick and your subs.
Right. Well, actually, but who's this guy you've been watching? Is he any good?
He had a video that was like 100. I watched 100 mastering videos, and like, here's the things
Oh, I think I saw one of these.
from it.
That was recommended to me, but I never watched it.
He seems like he's on it.
Cool.
Seems like he's on it. He's like, he'll watch a thing. We tried to do this a while back. We tried to do some reaction videos.
React videos, yeah.
And we're just not that devoted yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's basically doing that, and it's fucking awesome because he's like, okay, so this maybe for what
Right.
he's saying, he'll be like, yeah, I agree with this, and these things should be maybe like slightly adjusted, but I get what he's saying, or,
Right.
you know. So he tries to break down what they're trying to break down, which is so good.
Right.
You hear
It's meta.
the original thing. It is very meta. It's fractals, bro.
Slow down.
They are some Prid fracks, though.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
And so, yeah, he did a whole video about that. And then I just watch his videos now because I'm like, this guy seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Pick up
You
some
know, that-
morsels.
That's one of my favorite way to judge people is just like, do they sound like they know what I'm talking about? What they're talking
Get
about?
up.
Right.
Don't apply it to me. Don't at all.
Yeah, we're professionals
The outside
here.
world.
We know what we're talking about. We know what's going down. Of course.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time.
I may not appear it.
Sometimes.
Just enough to
No, we're here learning.
Enough to get by. Yeah.
We're
We're-
learning.
Yeah, we're with
learning
you.
and growing.
We're with you.
All right.
We're just sharing the secrets as we got them. You got any secrets?
secrets.
Secret. Oh, secrets.
You got
Secrets
any
here. Get your secrets.
secret moves?
Well, secret moves.
Oh yeah.
Um,
What's like a Bezio signature?
It's like a really fucking annoying question because it's so vague.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very vague.
Yeah.
If you can think of something, but if you can't, I'll think of a better way to ask the question.
That's fair. Secret moves. What's the
Well,
what's
up the sleeve magic trick.
Secret
More
move
specific.
on in
Yeah.
mixing. Do you mix your own tracks?
yes.
Okay. Secret move on your mix bus. What's a fun thing?
Or maybe
you
not
do?
even like secret secret
yeah.
special. What's just like a move that
Right.
you like,
Right.
Nah, the
or you
secret
use
very
ones.
much
or the
a
secret.
Secret
Yeah.
ones.
I mean, I would say a signature move, like me using the black box, just
Yeah.
straight on the master.
Mm-hmm.
I'd call that a secret move, just because like
Yeah.
it's
It's
a thing I
your
do,
thing
and like
you like
yes,
doing.
people saturate the master. You know, that's a normal thing. But being like, I'll use the black box. Like
Yeah.
everybody likes that little fucking thing. But anyways,
Did recently pick up the black box, but haven't dug into it too
Oh,
much.
nice.
We could give you a little
Just
tutorial.
wait.
Yeah, that would
she's
be dope.
beautiful.
Still never used
It kind of needs a tutorial, honestly. It's a fucking.
A little
It's
bit.
a little
It
bit
looks
odd. It's a little odd in
Yeah,
the way it functions.
It
signal
does look
flows,
cool. It looks really nice.
Signal flow is
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, on the master, pretty much just a limiter. I was
Yes,
using
okay.
Nice.
using ozone elements there for a while, but I got a new computer and I have not moved it over. But yeah, no, I just have the kick and the snare side chain to one group. Just got that one main side chain group.
Okay.
Music group.
And actually, that works out for the most part. But there are definitely obviously times where you might want to have maybe the hats or like the perks not quite as side chained as everything else. And that's a pretty basic. It's not really a secret. So
No, but it's
cool,
a fun preference.
Yeah. That's one thing I always go back and forth on is side chaining the percussion.
Yeah.
I always go like one track I'll do it and I'm like, yes, this is the sickest thing I'm doing in every track. And then the next track I just don't and I let it like breathe and come through a little
See
more.
what happens. Wait till you get further on in the project a little bit to
That's true.
side chain on.
That's true. Yeah.
See how it works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus, like, I judge tricks in that way. Like, if I hear about something that I'm like, oh, that's fun, I'll try that on this mix or whatever, and I do, and it's okay, and I don't remember it by the next mix, then it's not that big of a
Not gonna stick with
Yeah.
it's not that big a deal because I have
Out the
a
bag.
bunch that I do every time,
Mm-hmm.
and that are like crucial,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and those I've like picked up along the way, and the other ones I'm just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing a bunch of like making tunes specifically just to play out.
Yeah.
So things like that are not really as important because the mixes will be tight,
Yeah.
you know? And then like maybe I want to do that extra effort putting like a side chain on the tops or
Right.
something like that. But not probably going to do
Yeah, I mean,
that
you heard the
for
mix
the most part.
in the garage, like that's basically like club ready.
Yeah.
Like if we play it and it starts like picking up steam, people really like when that song gets played. Then it's like, all right, let's start making it sound a little bit better and see if people keep liking it more and more. Then it's like release worthy down the line. But like for the most part, it's like there's no difference between like a radio ready song downloaded, you know, that's on fucking Spotify and all that kind of shit, and like a fairly decent mixed whip in the church. Like everything is just like
The club.
Yeah.
In the club.
Like it
yeah.
doesn't.
Right.
It's loud enough.
Personally,
Yeah.
I think the whip, if you can make it tight and not with less like reverb, like nice and dry, it sounds better in the club.
Mhm.
Right.
Personally, so
Yeah. Less is more in the club.
right,
Big
Yeah.
time.
which means you can just kind of like pop them out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, like I was thinking like I don't do that, but I would maybe if I'm like making a song to release it, be like side chaining the mids
Bunch
of
of
the
fun.
tops
Oh,
to the kick, you know, so it's just like and it's a short it's a little
Right.
short guy, so you still get the wide, but then like
right?
it's just doing a little slight add. It doesn't go away all the way.
Yeah, I mean that's
You know,
that's
like
when you're
you get a little
spending-
more anal at that point.
Yeah, you're
where
spending
just like,
love.
I
picking
must
hairs.
release this in the perfect form.
yeah. Well, that is the curse.
I'm not
though.
making
It's
the
like,
perfect form for the fucking club.
No.
Just get it out. Just get it out there.
Do you have
Just
to
get it out
have
there.
stuff like loud as fuck, or do you not care?
I try to get it pretty loud.
Like
Yep.
-5 or what?
Roundabout. Probably. I would try to get it over -7. Anything over
Okay,
-7,
bet,
and I'm
bet.
happy with it.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I
That's
said,
good.
Yeah.
I said
That's good.
-5
That's
is a
comfortably
slight
loud.
exaggeration, and I like your
leave it up.
honesty.
Yeah.
But even
Totally.
still,
Negative
when you,
like 8 to -7 is my favorite. So,
Mm.
but
fucking-
even still,
True.
when you A/B that against like a professional track, it's like we're still hitting similar luffs, but it's not
Sure.
quite there.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I feel
Dude,
like
yeah.
I feel like that's the extra step that you need, though, is being able to play it out and hear how it actually sounds
Yeah.
outside of your basement.
which
Because
Mm-hmm.
the basement lies to you.
yes,
The basement lies to you.
and
Yeah.
I agree with that in a sense, but as I've kind of come to terms, when you're like playing your stuff and you're at the decks, you're not getting a reference at all.
Probably
like everything just sounds
really
like shit.
into what you're
It just
doing.
yeah,
too.
and it's just the room. You're just trying to crank the reference in the fucking the booth just so you can hear what the fuck's going on. Like everything sounds like trash. It's all echoey. Like I try and ask all my homies whenever they play like vinyl or bar standard or wherever. I'm like, how is it up there? And they're like, it's fucking trash. I'm
So
like,
you
God
can't
damn it.
Well, there you go. Just
but-
just release it then.
Well, yeah, but another thing that we're talking about is like, why is nobody like, be like, hey, I have a whip, you know, I'm gonna play right now. I'm gonna come down, and we're
out
gonna
there.
hang out.
Right.
Because
Right.
I want to hear how it sounds. Like if
Yeah.
I was in the crowd, I'd be like, "Sick, let's go, come on down," you know.
Right.
Give you
And
some
fucking
mix-ups.
yeah, and just let him fucking hang out and be like, "Oh, sick." Okay, you know, like I wouldn't mind at all, and I plan to do that. Like,
Yeah, you want to do that though. Yeah, you want to be in like a decent venue.
well, yeah, you do it the Black Box,
Yeah.
or you do it like,
Yeah.
you know, somewhere fun like Mission, you know, or whatever.
Oh, I mean, Jesus.
Like Redrocks, you're like, this song is 7 minutes. It gives me enough time to run all the way
Right,
up, and
exactly.
then it drops, and
Your
then I'm gonna
biggest
run all the way
buck and
back
you do
down.
that, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, this guy just wants to listen to his song at Red Rocks, his new song.
Right.
And it's his
now
new
it's
one.
released.
It's not even released.
It's not even released.
Right, exactly. Like people would fucking love the exclusivity
They're
of it.
so easy, the sheep.
No, I just think it's
No, it's beautiful. It's wonderful.
yeah, and I think
That's why everybody loves it. It's a good time.
I think it would benefit you as a producer to be able to like get out there and be like, the mids are too loud.
Yeah.
I knew it.
In Red Rocks.
Yeah.
You know
Like,
that.
Yeah.
That's the key too.
Yeah, because
I
like
got
Different
2 minutes.
environments.
yeah, it's like that's kind
Well,
of
I'm going to have to sonar works this place later.
Get the Red Rocks filter on it.
right. It's got a big old node that
You
dips
get
at
to play
100.
Red Rocks, and the first thing you do is like, I need to do a sound check, and then you're just out there with the microphone. Boop, boop.
You're saying Sonar Works Red Rocks?
Rocks.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Hilarious.
But then you do that, and then you just sell the graph for $1. So everyone out there is like, oh, if you're playing Red Rocks here
If
soon,
you
just
want
buy
the
our
Red
little,
Rocks
the Red Rocks graph.
EQ.
Right. The Red
There you
Rocks.
Nah, we'd give it out for free. We're for the people.
Another
Especially-
good thing to have would be a Red Rocks impulse response. That'd be good to have for your comms.
Oh, how sick would that be?
Boys.
That'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
That would be cool. It probably exists.
It probably
Would that
exists.
Probably
create a
Google.
weird thing if you played it at Red Rocks though? Would it just
No.
double reverb
No,
itself?
It would just sound weird.
It just
I
sound.
think it would just sound weird.
Reverb.
I mean,
No, because
The
it's
phase cancels
maybe
all
in the
weird.
exact spot that it was recorded.
Yeah,
but
that,
And,
like
like,
3 people standing right there,
with-
like this is amazing.
Nah, but the speakers are different.
it's
Oh, that's
It's
true.
playing
like
a different
everything's going
sound,
to be different.
That's true.
and it's. I don't think it matters. It's just like maybe it'll be twice as loud,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
it's not. It's not gonna like phase cancel or anything. I don't think. Like you play, it and
Right.
you're like. There's nothing. There's no sound.
Imagine.
Just completely cancels out.
That'd be ridiculous.
That would actually be a fun day.
Getting
That'd be
insights.
pretty easy to just go to Red Rocks one day and like record claps or
Well,
something.
yes, but I
Just
want to
listen
do it
to it?
like with the sound system.
Well, of course.
Like I want to send like
We're not there yet.
big
though.
all.
I bet you
I
we could
know.
just we could
I
just
know.
bring our own.
That's the thing
Bring a
you
bunch
have
of
to do.
JBLs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
literally.
Chain them up. Little,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
right?
Bluetooth speaks.
But what I want to do is have
Not
somebody.
against it.
I want somebody on Lookout Mountain behind.
Oh, recording way
Recording.
way up.
Yeah.
On the,
Mhm.
like
You gotta
way
get
up on
that,
Lookout
yeah.
Mountain, so you get
Seconds
the
later.
That deep reverb. You know?
yeah, just
It's like
fucking.
Yeah.
That's fucking. Oh, that'd be sick. We're such nerds here, folks.
Yeah. Makes me think. I brought it up like 3 times already on the podcast, but I'm gonna do it again because I fucking love it. But when I saw Tipper at Red Rocks, he had this moment where it was just percussion and like these giant like orchestral hits, but he would let it pause for a while in between hits. So it would slam like this massive fucking orchestral hit, and then you could just hear it like literally just go through all of Red Rocks, and it was,
I'm sure it
the
didn't
coolest fucking
disappear.
sound.
Or did it? Did he actually have a little
I'm sure he
a
did.
little
Yeah,
color going on your
Yeah.
for
perception?
sure.
You know,
Yeah.
like because if you in Red Rocks hit a fucking whoa, and you could kind of like sit a nice little sparkle in there,
Just-
and people
yeah.
might not know if it's at the
Right.
speakers or just the environment.
Well,
Totally. Bet you he did something like that.
it would be kind of a fun thing if you're headlining Red Rocks and like middle of the set, you're like, all right, guys, let's take a quick break. I'm gonna play a bunch of completely dry sounds.
Right.
And we're just gonna listen to the reverb together. And so you just
Now
have
you
a
know.
you just have a collection of like,
Yeah.
a triangle, a moo. Like you have some fun things like a moo from a cow, and like, but it's like for all the kids who are fucked up. They also just get to hear just like a
They're gonna lose their mind. They're gonna lose their mind. Can you imagine being out of your ass on acid at Red Rocks and the guy's like, I'm just gonna play a couple sounds. It's like,
It's a banger.
yeah, dude.
and the whole crowd is fucking losing it, 'cause
They would love
God.
it. They would love it.
Fucking it'd be beautiful.
Oh, that would be so good.
It's a great idea.
There's not enough artists doing this.
Moo
It's
rocks.
killing me.
Moo rocks.
It's a
baby.
very stealable idea. Anybody can have it.
Yeah, honestly,
You know?
please take that.
We know,
Wow.
but like you can have it. Like,
Have that.
But also anybody can do it. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like that's a fun. Like if I was at Red Rocks, I'd be so jazzed. I'd be like, "What? Oh, sick, Hoover! Here we go. What is he gonna play?"
Yeah.
And he just play like he just puts a microphone next to a chair and just scrapes the chair.
Foghorn.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
You just get this this wash. Oh, it'd be beautiful.
it would be a good like trademark move to just in every show you take a moment to play a couple sounds on their own, and this gives you a new job, which is to come up with like a new sound every time.
Right.
Which is pretty fun.
It's gonna be
Right.
It's a pretty fun job.
Yeah, like you can. It doesn't really matter what it is. You could be like, I made this bass patch on the plane
Right.
over here.
Yeah.
I want to hear how it sounds.
It's,
Right.
it's literally just the palate cleanser idea.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
palate cleanser.
But more less formal, more informal, I guess. Because a palate cleanser.
Because there may be cows.
A palate cleanser you would like mix into, and it's like a track that's like. And now for a palate cleanser, and then it's just like, and that is tailored. Like that's not
Everybody take a
dry.
break.
yeah.
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 But to be able to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
here's a couple of sounds.
Right. Here's some sounds.
You could just make a recording of the announcement. That's probably even better.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to
No,
talk.
I think it's more intimate to be like, "What's up, Philadelphia, Baltimore?" Ooh, I just want to say,
I just want to intimately go.
Oh God damn it.
you like get down and you like dangle your legs off the stage, and you're like, "Hey guys." And that's how the crowd would
This is
react.
Caleb. He's one of our hosts. He'll be here forever. We're stuck with him.
You're welcome, guys.
It's a blessing.
And a curse. Well, that was a long tangent on nothing.
I know.
It was beautiful.
Test driving sounds.
Dude,
Moose.
Test
telling
driving
you.
the moo. Yeah. Moo rocks.
That's it.
If we do actually plan a day where we go up there with Dylan's sound system, just record some
I don't know
impulses.
if you
come?
can like bring a sound system
Dude.
and like
Let's do it.
use their
Dude,
power.
Let's fucking do it. Yeah. I bet you we could.
I bet you
We can at least
can't.
get 20 minutes.
I bet you we cannot.
I bet you we can.
I bet
No one-
you we get shut down immediately.
No.
It's
No.
real
We can get
fast.
20 minutes in.
Everybody's
Have you
gotta have
been
their,
to Red
their
Rocks?
stations
Yeah.
down.
On a non-day.
Yeah, totally. There's like no one there.
Not
There's
true.
like a few people doing yoga and some dudes running up the stairs and
I
down
think
super
no.
quick.
I think you should do it.
There are
think you
regular
should do it.
security sweeps.
I want to do it.
Yeah, go do it.
It's not like I would get a ticket or anything, right? And if I do, fuck it, it's worth it.
You probably wouldn't get a ticket.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I know, because you would be like, "Yes, I will leave."
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yes, you could have generators.
No.
Dylan, I see you. But I still think they're kicking you out. They're kicking you out. The moment you
I
start
think we get
putting
20
sounds, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Because I don't think anyone, I've
Did you
never
hear
once
his
seen
name
security
being
like at the
called?
stage.
If you're getting 20
There.
minutes, you're getting a ticket.
I think it's worth it. It's worth it for the
YOLO.
for the pack. Yeah. YOLO it.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, on your own, it's easy enough to outrun a
Without a sound system
correct.
in your hands.
Correct. With a sound system, you're paying that. You're getting that ticket.
Yeah.
That's why you
It's
go there
easy
before
to
you
outrun,
train.
he
Yeah.
says.
You
I've
get
done it
them
before.
Steps in.
Yeah.
Sure, right?
No, I know.
What if we go
But-
like 3 a.m? Low security there,
Ninja style.
but then it's very loud and present.
And every neighbor is calling the fucking police,
You're right.
and then you're getting an
Immediately.
even bigger ticket.
But we got these impulse responses.
But we got
We
these-
got 'em, it's worth it.
Yeah, you just get the USB
Impulsors
and
the
you
most expensive impulse responses.
stick up your ass. Put it up your ass quickly.
Also, imagine it
Hide
from the
the evidence.
perspective of the people like trying to work out there and running up and down, and we're just blasting really loud
But see,
noises
that's almost
randomly.
better. That's almost better.
That wouldn't have been the first.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been the first.
Dude,
Yeah.
if you're a tipper, why wouldn't you before the show
Correct.
once things are set up,
Oh,
get yourself some juice out of having that at your disposal. Like you could
He
just be
should.
like, "Hey, between these hours, I would like to by myself or like people can walk around but they got to be quiet."
Mhm.
And then
Right.
I want to just record some shit. You know?
Bust out the muse.
That would be sick.
And-
then you're just like, "Hurrah!"
Not only that, but have a moment when everybody's like waiting for the opener to come on or in between people. You cut the fucking stage music and you just get the microphones to pick up crowd noise for like 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
then you just get free crowd
That would
noise.
be
sick,
Which is
yeah.
nice.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
sure, you can get it anywhere, but it'd be nice to have it from like the
I
first
bet
time
he
you played
recorded.
Redrocks.
Yeah.
I bet he records that shit.
It's hard because
It's
they're
right on
always
some
playing some kind of stage
Pristine
Oh,
music.
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anywho,
Problems we don't have to deal with right now.
Yep.
but fun
But
ideas,
fun
Very
ideas.
fun. Very fun.
fun
Yeah.
ideas,
They are Prid.
folks. This is they are Prid.
Prid.
Prid indeed. These are the kind of Prid ideas that honestly, I think like every producer like
Dreams
to
of.
take it to a meta point.
Right.
Like
sure.
I
Yes.
feel like producers should be thinking on like these kind of weird levels. Like this is kind of the point of the producer lounge. We're trying to expose people to like just sit down with the homies and like explore some weird ideas
Yeah.
about how you create art. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
Have fun. Be adventurous. Explore.
There's other ways to collab other than
Yeah.
working on tracks. Like you can just
Mhm.
hang out and be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, this
Oh,
is how
yeah.
you like to make bass sounds or whatever, or you know this or that.
It'll
or,
bleed on
Yeah, it's
to the person next to you if
I think
you're
it's
talking
sick.
more enough about it and
Bleed
trying
on.
to.
Yeah. Especially if you guys are all circle jerking, you know?
yeah,
Couple
Yeah.
dudes in the crew.
I realize it's a really
I
gay
don't
statement.
typically bleed
but
in the jerk, but
I think you know collabing through just convos and shit like that is fucking sick. And
Yeah.
Bouncing the ideas.
Yeah, totally.
and like really thinking about like really like weird shit. Like thinking about going on a camping trip so that you can like send weird distorted cat meows through a PA into a canyon and
And
then
record it.
you
Yeah.
have a buddy on the other
Yeah.
end of
Who
the
hiked
canyon.
3 hours that
Yeah,
morning
to
is
just-
he's like
to just record
sends
it.
a flare up and he's like, we're good
yeah,
to go.
yeah, you're like,
Or I guess he just have walkie talkies or something. But
and it's just
meow.
you just get this sick ass impulse response, you know? Like
That's a YouTube video, actually.
yeah, right. And then there's
See,
like
pretty good
there's one
YouTube
poor
video.
couple that's camping and
we
they're
just
like
need a shitload of capital.
Nice quiet evening out in the
Blasting.
internet.
yeah.
Blasting meow to 14,000 feet, bro. In
Right.
Colorado.
Right. Which wouldn't it be a fun video, and I bet it would get a fair amount of views. But you need like so much capital, like the amount of capital you need to like get the sound system out there and all that.
Oh, I know.
Oh shit, good thing
like,
we're
I
at
know.
base capital. You know what I'm saying, dude?
It doesn't help.
Yeah, bro.
That doesn't make me richer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're close. We got almost the things.
Yeah.
Almost things.
You do need capital, though, to get all these things that we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's true.
it's taken a long time of us building slowly. So, you know, it just continues to build slowly
Right. Yeah,
until
you
we
can't-
just got that cheddar, you know?
You can't.
At that point,
you can't expect anything overnight. But what you can do is make friends.
That's it. That's
Thanks
it.
for
That's it.
being our friend. Yeah, we just want like we've been making friends for fucking years, and that's like we realized like oh that's the sauce for a
Yeah.
producer.
Well,
Like
that's-
specifically,
maybe as a painter,
producer friends.
Yes, correct. Like maybe as a painter, you can like live alone in France and just like be inspired and
Yep.
just like paint or whatever, and like know people who own art galleries, and that's the way you like make your living. But as a producer in 2023, you fucking
have
need
that
a
team.
crew. You need a fucking crew of homies that inspire you, push you, tell you your shit. Your
Show
shit
up
is
to your
bullshit.
fucking gigs.
Show up
Yep.
to your gigs, fucking support you. Like doing it alone for the first like 2 years is fine. Like there's no benefit, I don't think, to having like a crew or not. Like maybe it'll make you go a little bit faster, but like you still need to be alone and look up YouTube videos alone
Yeah.
and fucking spend a lot of time alone working on beats. But like year 3 to 4, like that's when you need to start getting homies that like keep you on track.
And you can talk things through and
Right.
actually like vocalize the things that you've learned because that actually teaches you more in the process about what you do.
For sure.
What you don't know.
Totally.
For sure.
Totally.
Everybody's gonna have a thing that they know that you don't realize that
Yep.
you might even know it.
It clicks it in.
But like
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, it's that thing, and then you're
Right.
attaching it over to like 3 spots now
Yep.
in your
Yep.
brain, and then
Yep.
it comes up again later, and
Yep.
then now it's more solidified.
Connecting
Right.
those neurons.
Demystified.
Right.
Yeah, we did it.
Prid fractal neuron connection through producer buddies.
Dude,
That's
Prid,
Prid.
neural,
That's Fractal connections,
whatever you're
dude.
talking about. That shit is
Whatever he
sweet.
just said.
I
But
have no
Dude.
idea what I was saying. Just
I
so-
think like I am like that's one of the more grateful things.
Greaterful.
That's one of the things I'm more grateful for out of anything
yeah.
in my life is like meeting like the moment I started meeting other producers. and
Oh,
shit.
dude,
I
Sam,
was just like,
100%. Yeah.
oh, this is how you start getting really good.
Yeah.
Like, this is how this works. Like alone,
Get outside your head.
yeah,
Mhm.
alone there was definitely like a couple plateaus, but there was like a sailing that like you kind of get
Yes.
to alone.
Yes.
Like the internet helps kind of push that ceiling a little bit higher, but like you need friends who are just like, no, no. I tried this and this is better. Yours sounds lame.
Right.
You know, like you need homies. Like it's
See
huge.
All right.
different processes and try different processes. Like get out of your go-to modes that you do every time when you open up a new
Right,
project.
right.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Collab, make a duo project together, because like maybe you realize you like work better together, you know, as opposed to just alone.
Mhm.
You know, like, or it's enough to like get you out of your shell to then your other shit sounds better or whatever. Like
Yep.
there's so much. It's a fractal, dude.
It's almost like a fractal.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, dude!
Wow.
It's a fractal.
I actually hate this episode. Like,
well,
no, it was actually amazing. But
you're in luck because this episode is drawn to a close. Oh, honey,
What a good time this was, though.
it was a great time.
We had some good tangents.
Yeah.
Little
Nice fun
gems in there.
Yeah,
It's good. Yeah.
Just going out there.
beautiful, beautiful. Folks, we need you to hit that subscribe button.
You have
Thank
to.
you just did it right now. Thank you, guys.
Oh, you
Thank
just did it. We saw that.
Yep, we saw it, so we don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, we got the
Um,
notification.
Thanks, guys.
Very nice.
How can people find you on the internet, my dear
You can
sir?
find me on soundcloud.com/Bezio and Bezio Music on Instagram.
That's Bezio.
Bezio.
Bezio, baby. Everyone go check out his
Bezio,
music.
Bezio.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you should fire.
Yeah. Very
Um,
clean. Amazing.
Appreciates that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice. And you were talking about working on your drum chops,
Yeah.
and it shows in your most like
we talking
couple,
drum drops?
like recent,
drum
Drops.
most recent
Drops.
releases. I would say because the drums are hot. They sound nice.
Well, shank yourself.
Yes. I'm a fucking drum fanatic. I fucking love drums.
Yeah, he's
They sound
obsessed.
nice.
What's
I
your
was obsessed.
go-to? What's your go-to kick building process?
Kick 2. I use
two.
Kick 2 for everything.
Oh, Aaron actually
Right
kind of
on.
asked that earlier. What's your favorite
It's
kick?
true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Um,
It's hilarious.
Yeah, kick two, and it gets like I have a general idea of what I'm looking for, but I don't add a kick till most of the other drums are there.
Okay.
And I'm making house most of the time, so I can get a good shuffle going with just hi-hats.
You do that too? Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's the fucking way to do it.
Bring the kick in.
Yeah.
It's the best, because then also like I generally know how long I want it, and I generally know. No, I just generally know how long I want it, and then other than that, it depends on like what the other drums are doing and sounding like to what tonally it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful thing about kick two is I can change the kick right up until the moment I print it. So as the track is coming along, and that's how my process is. Like everything just gets worked on and trashed and worked on and resampled and worked on and trashed and worked on and resampled until there's a track there. And the kick has to be able to adapt. So it doesn't really bother me. Like I'm just like, all right, it needs to be this short, and this is a good sound for now. And then I worry about it as the track develops. But most of the time, in terms of what comes after kick two, there's it gets EQ'd. Sometimes not at all, but there's an EQ there just in case something needs to happen before the compressor that happens next. That kind of just smashes it a good amount. Just because I like my kicks already just like compressor squished a little bit. It doesn't change it really after you bring it back up again, but I just like the fucking goose it gives it. I don't know. I've done the same thing with and without the compressor at the beginning, and I like it with the compressor. And then after the compressor, another EQ into a saturator, and then out of the saturator, it gets EQ'd again into a what?
No, I'm enjoying myself.
Sorry. Into honestly another saturator.
Nice.
Most of the time, it's usually the first is a generic saturator, the second is a tube, and then into a compressor again that's doing more like a 2-to-1 kind of goosing, and then a limiter.
Okay.
And before that limiter, there's a multi-band clipper, which is probably the most important thing in the entire chain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the multi-band clipper is the absolute sauce.
Preach.
It goes on almost every group. Everything is getting clipped, but the multi-band clipper is like where I'm getting majority of all my headroom and
Yeah, you get a lot of. You could cheat.
yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah, and like a bunch of multi-band clipping, then going into the black box on the master lets the black box simply color. Like you can just slightly toss it in so it just starts coloring everything. It doesn't need to push it because everything's multi-band clipped. So everything's like tight and right where it needs to be, right at the edge of tomorrow, basically. You know?
Exactly.
And fucking the black box is like fuzz, and then you're good to go. Yeah,
Shit's Prid.
shit's Prid.
Prid.
Did.
Shit's Prid.
Yeah.
One day I
Someone
want to
make
go
a video of that.
Clip it.
Chain.
that whole chain. EQ,
Yeah.
saturator, compressor, EQ, saturation, clip, saturation, compressor, limiter, multiband.
I'll pull up any track, and it's basically that a combination of those all the way
That's the thing.
through.
You find what works and you run with it.
Yeah, and
Tweak
I've
it, perfect it.
I'm a kick obsessionist,
Connoisseur.
especially going into starting to make house music about 5 years ago. Like before that, I already had kick too, because I like saw the benefit of it pretty quick. I was like, oh, I want to be able to just make. I remember seeing a video where somebody was like, I make all my kicks and snares. And I was like, gross. And I was like, I'll start with kicks because I can get kick two for like $50 or whatever was on sale or something like that. And you know, luckily I've had 7 years to be able to fucking master the plugin. Though, to be honest, it's only been the last 2 years that I've actually figured it out. Because I watched a Noisia Patreon where Nick was talking about it, and he did a couple things, and I was like, "Oh, you just broke my mind! God damn it! Like now I'm gonna start using. I just start using it differently than I did before.
Yeah.
Like before, I was careful. You know, I was careful with the plugin, and now I'm just like break it till it's that's fun. print.
God.
You know,
That's how it is. I feel like with every plugin. Maybe not when you are producing for longer, but at first with everything, I was so just like, don't turn it too much.
I
Oh, God.
know.
They
It's
Yeah.
have to
weird.
do it this way.
Yeah.
I have to do it this way every single time.
Exactly, right? And the second you learn to just be free and fucking like, I imagine it's like the painter who finally is just like, fuck it, and just like splatters all over
Yeah.
the painting, and they're like, oh, fun.
But it
and,
is-
like, yeah.
To keep on that metaphor, it is good to know which brush is better for trimming and which brush is better for shading.
Yeah, there are.
And when you need to
Like-
splatter,
Applications.
and when you need to
Right.
fucking, yeah,
Right.
be
It's so
fine-tuned.
nice.
You need to know the
It's
rules,
so
and
nice.
then you get to break them.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it's as cliche as it fucking sounds.
That's
It is very important.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those rules you know in your mind, but then like with the Noisia video, it
Right.
takes like actually seeing it or some other way that it's explained to you that
Or
you just-
applied.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that really clicks
And
it
it just
in.
clicks.
That shit's so much fun. I love when that shit happens. I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking baby again. I get to just fucking go break shit again.
Yeah.
Breathe new life into the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
That's
That's
great. It's so much fun.
That's a good one to end it on. Breathe new life.
Folks,
That's the real title of this episode.
breathe new life.
Into your Prid fractal.
New life in the Prid.
Yeah. Aw.
Folks, I hope we brought new life into your Prid fractal. Yep, that's accurate.
Oh, that was amazing.
You can go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, folks. We would appreciate that.
You already did that. We talked about it earlier.
I know, but there's a couple who haven't.
There's a couple. We see you.
Share it with a mate if you like this episode. That's
Share it while you mate.
only
If you like
what-
this episode.
Jesus Christ.
Have you heard of the producer?
Have you heard of it? You go to youtube.com/@always400. That's the only way this whole channel grows is if you mate and share it.
Yeah. That's why we are now on Pornhub. Check us out on Pornhub if you want to watch the podcast, you know?
New ground.
Yeah.
It's in the amateur part of it. I don't know what that's called. Category. There we go. Thank you, Bezio, for hanging out with us today, man. Big
You
ups.
guys for having me.
Yeah.
It was good, man. It was good.
I already want to have you back.
yeah.
Let's do it again.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's
Folks,
go, yeah.
thanks for tuning in for episode 91. You know where to find us.
Whoop whoop.
If you need access to the Discord, once again, go to always400.com.
Yep.
That's where it is. That's where all the things are. We'll see you next week, folks.
Peace out, y'all.
Have a good night.